What's going on, you guys? What is going on? What is going on, y'all? This be your boy, Scotty by Nature TV, and we're here for a brand new review of The Real Housewives of Atlanta, Season 16, Episode 6. What is going on, you guys? I hope you guys are having a wonderful, wonderful Monday, and I intend on doing the exact same thing. What is going on, y'all? I'm sorry. I was like 5 minutes late, but a nigga tired. That's all you need to know. I'm tired. I had such a great time in Houston with Josiah for his birthday and the rest of his friend group. It's as usual. It's always a good time. So shout out to Josiah. His actual birthday was yesterday and he turned 31 years old. So shout out to Josiah for turning a year older, honey. Okay. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed, y'all. Did y'all miss me? I feel like I've been gone for a while, but I only been gone for about 2 days. Like that's it. Like the last video that I posted was on Friday. I didn't post anything on Saturday because I didn't have time, and I didn't post nothing on Sunday because I didn't have time. But here I am posting something today, and it just feel like, yes, honey, yes. Like it's been a minute. Like y'all know I love talking to y'all. Y'all know I love giving my opinion to y'all and things like that. Just giving it to you sitting on your lap, all those type of things and shit like that. So I appreciate that. I really love that. Um, let's see. Y'all know we start this thing off at the 5 minute mark. Y'all do know that. Give me 1 second. Let me turn this backlight on real quick, y'all, to get this lighting together. But yeah, we in this motherfucker, okay? So let me see. So just to let you guys know, while we got Housewives on today, we also got the Whether You Like It or Not panel a little bit later, and we will be over on, Simply Sakina's platform today. So be on the lookout for that. She just put the link out. So I'm gonna share it on my community while a little later. And then on tomorrow, we got Love and Hip Hop Atlanta live and Love and Hip Hop Miami pre-record video. We got both of them tomorrow. And then thank you for the love of God. We got the last panel for the Beverly Hills show on Wednesday. I'll be hosting that as well, followed by the Chasing panel on Thursday, y'all. So we got all those things that's going on this week. I'm hosting the Chasing panel and the Whether You Like It or Not Beverly Hills, and Sakina is hosting the Whether You Like It or Not Atlanta panel on today, y'all. But I'm gonna tell y'all, I'm tired though. Probably when because I got my flight left. I had a 7:50 a.m. flight coming out of Houston to come to Atlanta, and as soon as I got here, I watched the episode, but I didn't get no chance to take no nap. But it's like when I was rewatching it for the second time to take my notes, it's like now I keep falling asleep and shit. Now because I'm tired. That's all that is. But we here, and we getting down. CCF Freak says there's a lot going on in these YouTube streets. What's going on in these YouTube streets, child? I've been off the grid, honey. Like I ain't really been on YouTube like that or nothing like that. So I've been knowing I'm aware of some things, but not all things that's been going on. But I don't know what's been going on for the most part, but I've been a little off the grid just a tad bit. So I can't tell you what's going on right about now. Honestly, I can't tell you. I can't tell you. But we in the building. I know there's some shit that I do know that went down, and I was highly satisfied with what I heard. I ain't gonna sit up here and tell you no lie. Damn, that's Tremel and I'm trying to FaceTime me, y'all. Let me put my phone on silent. Hey Jeremy. But with that being said, y'all, we're about to go ahead and get into this review since we're at the 5 minute mark. So let's go ahead and get into it, y'all. It's about 150, 145 of y'all that's up in here. So let's go ahead and get into it, y'all. So this is where we at. Now, I got a feeling that some of y'all gonna be mad at what I gotta say about everything that's been going on. And if when it come down to me, y'all know that I don't give a fuck about who get mad. If you want to be mad, you can scratch your ass and get glad because I don't really give a damn. So I'm just gonna go on and put these two disclaimers out there, and then we're gonna be getting on into this video. So let's get into it,
I
y'all.
know some of you motherfuckers, when it come to this goddamn Real Housewives, you act like you know these bitches. But let me tell you one thing: we not gonna do that this season. You will get motherfucking blocked with the realness. You can have your opinion about these hoes, but don't come at me about mine. It's a fucking opinion about some bitches that you or I don't fucking know. The only difference is I'm getting paid to do this review. You ain't. So mind your motherfucking marbles, bitches, because some of you hoes, when it come to these Real Housewives, are fucking psycho. Just getting that shit out in the open before we even start this season, because I have never reviewed a show where bitches is more fucking retarded over some bitches that they don't fucking know in my life.
Okay, so we're about to go ahead and get into it. Now, let's go ahead. So let me pull out my notes, because I keep all my notes on my phone. So let me go ahead and pull these out real quick. So from the very beginning, we're looking at what the women are saying. Like, this is pretty much the falling out of everything that happened at Kenya's event last week, right? So all the women are in their confessionals pretty much saying, what they feel about everything that has went down. So we're going to start it off with Shamia. Shamia says that she could not believe her eyes and that she never witnessed something happening that was so low in her life, okay? Which she probably didn't. I mean, there was a lot now. Let's be honest now. There was a lot of shit that was going on, and I don't think anybody ever seen that coming. And as I've stated many, many times before, Kenya be doing a whole lot of shit, and everybody knows that. But I do think that right there was like the tip of the iceberg. In my personal, it was the tip of the iceberg. Like, I never would have expected her to do something like that. So then Kelly says that she isn't sure as to how the girls will get past this situation, right? So I don't see how they can get past it either. It's kind of one of them situations that was like the whole Portia, Phaedra, Candy, you was gonna take me to your sex dungeon and you was gonna drug me and shit like that. Like, it's kind of one of them type of things where, in my eyes, I could not ever see myself getting past the fact that somebody put something like that out about me. Like, I'll never be okay with that. I'll never be good with that. So I kind of put this on the same levels as that situation, because I don't think that I would ever be good with a muff that decided that, they was gonna put naked photos of me or images of me of any kind on a poster board and blow it up at an event in front of hundreds of people and show it to everybody. I don't think that I will ever get past any shit like that. And I'm a person that will hold a damn grudge about shit smaller than that. So I know that I would never get past no bullshit like that ever in life. You know what I mean? So me personally, just me talking, I put this whole image gate shit on the same levels as that drug gate stuff with Candy, Phaedra, and Portia. Like, that's just the tip of the iceberg, and it's a bit much for me. I can't. So Cynthia says that she was hella disappointed in Kenya because she holds Kenya to a higher standard. Understood as a person, like Cynthia, who loves her friend Kenya and is always, having her back on most things. But when she don't stand by, this is the thing, and I've been saying this for the longest time. People want to be mad with Cynthia about her feelings on this situation. And to be honest, I'm not mad with Cynthia, not one bit. She got every right to not stand behind that bullshit, because I don't think I could stand behind that bullshit at all myself. I'm just being real. But I just need for everybody to understand and everybody to know that Kenya nor Britt are innocent in these situations. Britt lit the fire. No, Britt started the fire and Kenya lit the match and blew the shit up. That's just what happened. It all started with Britt and her bullshit. That's very true. But Kenya took it to a whole nother level by putting them images out there. So I'm not here for neither side when it come down to that. And that is the issue that I'm having with this whole situation. Everybody want to be mad at Britt and Britt only, but no one's feeling like the way Kenya responded was a bit much. And then y'all want to be mad because Kenya's not on the show. Like I said, I call Britt out for threatening her with violence, over something that wasn't even that deep over a pat. You don't threaten nobody with no violence over a damn pat. You feel what I'm saying? Like it don't never get that damn serious. Like who really gives a fuck about somebody not hugging you the way you wanted them to, or you still mad about a comment about a ring and shit like that? That didn't warrant none of the stuff that Britt brought to the table. None of it. And the way that she was going off like she was Boosie and Billy Badass, none of that was okay. And I've been saying that. But I'm not going to sit up here and act like I was okay with Kenya blowing up images of the lady either and putting that out there. None of that was right either. So why is it that we're only going to say Britt is wrong, but Kenya is absolutely innocent, even though she put naked pictures out about on this woman on a whole poster board in front of everybody? That's supposed to be okay. And we're saying that, well, when somebody threatens you, you don't tell nobody how the hell you're supposed to respond. Okay. We can't tell nobody how to respond. So when you do stuff that violates what you got going on at work, then what do you expect? Now we mad because she got suspended. There's plenty of ways that Kenya could have went about this whole situation in my eyes. She didn't have to blow that shit up. Now, I do think, would I been okay with her exposing her past with the whole, with the on, or, you know, being a video hoe and the video groupie and all that? She could have exposed that all the way. She didn't need the images to put it out there. But I feel like, yeah, if she wanted to expose her ass at her event, she could have been like, yeah, this whole Brit, this bitch ain't nothing but a hoe. She was a video groupie. She pop her see for money. You could have said all that bullshit. You know what I mean? You could have did that instead of putting them videos and pictures out there. There's a way that you could have did that, in my opinion. Now, I think a lot of people feel like the Brit situation, she should have been handled and she should have been dealt with. In my opinion, I agree. She should have been dealt with. But I told y'all why I feel like she wasn't. I feel like when she did that whole, you know, threatening of the pistols and all that other shit, I feel like this. Her producer probably set her down. I'm going to say it again because I said it already on one of my videos. I feel like her producer set her down and said, you need to go on damage control and clean this shit up, because if you don't, you're going to find yourself in a world of trouble and you're not going to have your peach no more. You need to go on damage control, apologize to all of the girls, tell the girls how sorry you are, say this, say that, show up to King's event with some flowers. You feel what I'm saying? And make it right. You know what I mean? Be apologetic. Show that you're apologetic so you can keep your peach. It's the same situation with Portia. A lot of people felt like Portia should have been kicked off the goddamn show when she pulled Kenya by her hair. And in my eyes, she should have been. But she turned them waterworks down and felt remorse right after she did what she did. And that's how she was able to still stay on the show. Not have a peach, but stay on the show. The same way we all feel like both Portia and Phaedra should have been reprimanded for what they did to Candy. But at the same time, Phaedra got fired because she didn't show no remorse. But Portia turned on her fake ass waterworks and acted like she was embarrassed and just bamboozled and hoodwinked, and that's why she stayed. This is the same situation. That's why I feel like Britt was still able to be on this show versus Kenya not being able to be on this show. And as unfair as it may be, that's how I feel. That's why I think she was able to do it. But just because I'm saying that, that does not mean in any way that I'm taking the attention off of Britt and what she did. What I'm trying to let everybody know is that just as well as Britt was wrong for threatening Kenya the way that she did, Kenya was wrong for the way that she responded. And no one's going to make me feel any different about that at all. I'm never going to be okay with that, period. Not. And people can feel however they want to about it. Okay. Let me see. Portia says that she was triggered and hurt by the situation. Now, you should be the last person talking about how triggered and hurt you was about a scandal. When you did it trigger you because you did something like that to Candy? Is that why it triggered you? Did it remind you of the bullshit that you did with Candy and shit like that? You know what I mean? Because I thought that was kind of crazy and hilarious to hear you talk about how triggered and hurt you were. Because you wasn't triggered and hurt when you did that to Candy. You feel what I'm saying? So please, at the end of the day, Portia, stop being fake. You weren't triggered by the damn thing. You weren't triggered by shit at all. In the least, you are not triggered, in my opinion. Because, girl, what you triggered about? Like, what are you triggered about? Like, that's the thing that I don't get. What the are you triggered about? So, yeah, girl, whatever. It's crazy. But anyways, we're gonna go ahead and get into Brit. Now, let me tell y'all, Brit and this damn Mucinex mascot ass voice is getting on my last damn nerve. It's getting on my nerves. I can't take it. She need to go to that doctor and see if they can widen her nostrils out so we can hear her better. I'm just saying. Anyway, Brit is still shocked and shook by everything that Kenya did at the event. She feels like Kenya purposely tried to humiliate her in this whole situation. And yeah, let's be real. She was trying to humiliate her. Like, let's be for real. That's exactly what she did. Like, Kenya wasn't putting that up there to throw shade at you. She posted that shit so she can embarrass your ass because she felt threatened by the situation when you threatened her. I mean, yeah, she felt threatened by the things that you said. So she felt like the best way for her to get back at you is to tell your truth and show your truth. And she wanted to humiliate you the same way she kind of felt humiliated when you threatened her. So that's why she did that. Once again, I don't agree with that. And I don't think that the answer to somebody threatening you is to expose, get photos. Because in my opinion, if a person threatened me with a gun, I'm not thinking about doing anything else to agitate them. That's me though. That's just me though. It's the same situation with Candace and Monique for me. When Monique already said that she'll still drag you pregnant and all, and here y'all go arguing and y'all drunk, and you and this girl face say, "Is you gonna drag me? Drag me, drag me." Then when she drag you, we crying about it. You know what I'm saying? Like it's yeah, like I'm not gonna do like if somebody already told me they gonna drag me already when they was damn pregnant. You think I'm finna sit up there and tell them to drag me again? If you're gonna drag me while you're pregnant, then there's no limits to you. So of course you'll drag me real good when you ain't pregnant. So I'm not gonna tell you to drag me. I'm not gonna ask you if you're gonna drag me. Like I'm not gonna agitate your ass more than you already are, because I already know what you're capable of. That was my opinion about the Candace Monique thing. So when it come down to Kenya, if you felt threatened by Brit, which I'm not denying if you did or not, why go to those lengths to agitate the situation more than what it was? Because let's be honest here. What if Brit was still around and in that building when Kenya was putting them videos and pictures up there and shit? You feel what I'm saying? Like, what if she was still there? Then what? Like, she could have. She already threatened to whoop your ass one time, and then you putting them photos and shit up there. I'm just saying, like, she probably would have ran up and slapped the shit out of you for doing that. You know what I mean? So I just no. I just feel as though it's not smart to I don't think it's smart to take it to a whole nother level when you already felt threatened by somebody, in my opinion. You feel what I'm saying? But that's just me. That's me. I don't know. But I'm pretty sure no one's gonna listen to what I'm saying because they think I like Brit, and I don't like Brit at all. But I'm here to call a spade a spade. She feels that she will lose her license over this. Okay. Let's see. She said that she admitted that she did webcam. She did two. It was two instances in her whole life where she did some things that she wasn't necessarily proud of. Right. So she said she did webcam, and she also allowed her boyfriend to film her giving oral as a teenager, right? And she had everything wiped from the internet. So for Kenya to dig it all up and put it back on display just to embarrass her was a whole lot on her end. So then she said that she hasn't been sleeping. She hasn't been doing this. She ain't been doing that. Like, it really ain't been no good time for her. Now, here's the thing. I have never allowed a soul to record me fucking. I don't trust nobody. I haven't allowed a soul to record me fucking. Now, if they want to be recorded, that is absolutely okay with me. We can record, but it's gonna stay with me because I ain't showing nobody. Ain't nobody going through my phone to see it. No way. So absolutely not. If I'm fucking you, you put that camera down. If I don't want to be recorded, you ain't recording me. You ain't finna record me and put it up no damn where. That's how I feel. Now, I just got to put that out there. Like, no. Now, if we fucking and you say you want this to be recorded, cool. I recorded though. But at the same point in time, I'm not gonna show it to nobody and it's gonna stay in my damn phone. Okay. Miss Lou 21. I don't know who you talking to, Miss Lou. Please make it clear and plain as to who you're talking about and talking to in these comments, okay? But yeah, that's kind of crazy. Like, I just no, I don't I don't trust people enough to be recording me on their phones and shit like that. Absolutely not. Let me see. Hold on. You don't have to be scared of a person who threatens you. That's like me going after a professional boxer. The threat is there regardless of how they took it. Oh, I did I say that she was threatened? And did I say that she has to be, she has to be afraid of them? I didn't say she had to be. I'm speaking for me. If I felt threatened by somebody threatened me with a deadly weapon, or if somebody threatened to fight me, I'm never going to agitate them even more. That's my opinion. And yes, the threat is there no matter who took it. But at the same point in time, though, it's still not smart to continuously agitate a person who already threatened your ass already. I don't think that's smart. And I don't understand why anybody's trying to argue that point. You ain't got to be scared of them. But my thing is this: if I feel threatened by somebody, ain't no way in hell I'm not feisty. I know what I'm doing. I just feel like at the end of the day, when it boils down to it, I'm not finna poke the bear. That's just what I'm saying. I'm not finna poke the bear when they've already threatened me. I'm not. I don't see why anybody think that that's smart to do. I just don't. I don't think that that's smart to do at all. It's just that. Let me see. It's illegal to threaten people. It is illegal to threaten people, just like it's illegal to show somebody's nude photos without their consent. So when we gonna talk about that? Let me see. Two things can be true at the same time, and that's exactly what I'm saying. Two things can be true at the same time, but people only want to focus on one thing. One. Not all things, but one. She says that this was done, those videos were done when she was a teenager. To me, it's not too far out of it, because she did say that she did music videos when she was a teenager. She did say that she was doing men's magazines when she was a teenager. So it's possible, but I don't know how true it is, to be honest. Kelly arrives, and then Kelly is disappointed because she likes Kenya. And so let's see. She likes Kenya, and she never gotten that situation going down with she never got that from Kenya. Never got that whole disrespectful vibe from Kenya at all. Britt says that she's glad that she wasn't there, and she feels that Kenya has been poking at her since they met. Here's the thing. I don't think that Kenya has been poking at you since y'all met. If anybody's been poking at anybody, it was you. Like, you had this thing going in your head that this lady just didn't like you and that she wanted to have an issue with you. Those are the things that you had in your hand at all. You know what I mean? Those are the things that you had in your head. You were still focused on the comment about the ring, then you talked about the hug shit. It was just beginning to be too much on your end, Britt. So you can't be mad at nobody but yourself, because you started the fire. But at the end of the day, Kenya took the fire to another level and blew the house up. That's what happened. So no, she wasn't poking you. If anything, you poked the situation. That's what happened. Let me see. Britt, no. Kelly says that she wants to bring the girls together and she wants to do like a peaceful brunch or whatever with all the girls and see where everybody's head is at and things like that. Now, let me tell y'all again, we can keep on talking about Britt and how she was this hot girl when she was in high school and she did music videos and stuff like that, and she used it as a flex or whatever it is y'all saying. But it doesn't make what Kenya did right. It doesn't make what Kenya did right. The same way we was getting on Britt's ass about constantly talking about Kenya and this whole situation, and she talked about my ring and all this other stuff. She talked about my ring. She talked about this. She talked about that. All this, like, all that was stupid and wrong. This is wrong too. We got to stop trying to uphold folks just because we like them. You like Kenya, you think that she's the biggest part of this show, that is absolutely fine. But Kenya was wrong as two motherfucking left nuts in this situation, and y'all know she was. So stop trying to make excuses for Kenya, because every time you make excuses for what Kenya did, it don't make her look any better. And then y'all wonder why her ass not on this show no more. She only got herself to blame for not being here. If she made better choices and better decisions on how she was going to react, we wouldn't even be talking about this shit no more. At the end of the day, Kenya was wrong just like Britt was. But everybody want to stay on what the fuck Britt did. Let's give Kenya some of that blame too. Because she let herself get punked out and kicked out by a newbie that's cheaper to pay for. I'm just saying, I'm over some of y'all now. Like, for real, y'all got to stop this. Like, y'all keep talking about Brit this, Brit this, Brit this, Brit that, Brit this. Okay, it's Brit. She's wrong. We already said that. She's wrong as fuck. But Kenya was too. Kenya took it to a whole nother level. She did. What made y'all think nothing was going to happen to Kenya after showing those videos and pictures and stuff like that? The shit was wrong, point blank. And ain't really nothing we can do about it but keep crying and crashing out about the shit. What more can we do? And I don't know why y'all asking me why nothing is happening with Brit as fucking production, because I'm not production. Because I'm not production. So talk to them about why nothing happened to her. Let me see. Tasteless is wrong. Tasteless is the same as wrong. So what do you mean? Just like you're saying, who are we to say whose reaction was wrong? Who are we to say that it was tasteless? Who are we to have anything to say about anybody's reaction? What do you mean? And baby, let me tell you, and I'm gonna go on and get back into this review. I've actually talked about Brit needing to be suspended myself. Have you watched the other 1,000 videos I did on this topic? Or are you just deaf on purpose? Moving on. So we're going to move on to Shamia. Now, Shamia decides to bring the girls together so they could talk about everything that went down with this situation. Kelly says that she doesn't think that everybody should go, they should never go that low with one another. And I don't think they should either. I don't think no one should ever go as low as to like leaking like personal stuff, or to even threaten somebody just because you feel slighted by them. Just because you feel slighted by a person, it doesn't necessarily mean that you got to threaten to fight them or threaten them with pistols and whoops and chains and shit like that. Like, what is that? You know what I mean? What is that? And I'm not going to respond to none of y'all in these comments no more, because y'all hearing what the fuck y'all want to hear. But like I said before, it's none of this shit is ever really that deep either way. Portia says that she's seen Kenya do shit, but it's never been to that extent. And that's true. There's a way to respond, and there's a way to get your revenge and say vengeance is yours. Because like I said before, she could have easily went on there and said, y'all, this girl was a hoe, she was this, she was that, without showing the goddamn images. And I really feel like the images is what really got her out the door, to be quite honest. If it wasn't for the images, I think Kenya would still be on this show. That is the thing. And I think that's the thing that people are not getting, and they're not registering in their brains at all. And I feel like they're not trying to hear that. All they hearing is, I'm making Kenya accountable for what she did. The same way, if you watched any of my reviews from the very beginning of the season, the same way I held Britt accountable for the way that she was coming for, the same way that I was holding Britt accountable at the very beginning of the season when she started, poking and prodding at Kenya and trying to create a beef with her. I've been holding Britt accountable from the jump. I had her accountable the night that she threatened Kenya. But at the end of the day, it's Kenya's turn to be held accountable for at the end of the day. Like, what? Like, do y'all not want somebody that's going to keep it real on all fronts? If I'm going to call Britt out for her wrongdoing, Kenya's going to get called out too. Ain't nobody immune to no accountability in this situation, because nobody is perfect in this situation, and nobody is a victim. Because I don't give a fuck how many tears Brittany cries, she ain't no fucking victim, because she wasn't no victim when she was sitting up here threatening folks. She wasn't no victim then, so I'm not buying the crocodile tears. And you wasn't no victim when you was bragging about being in men's magazines and shit like that. So no, you're not a victim, and Kenya's not no victim in this either. Taking it to hell ain't always a good decision to make. As you can see, she's not on Real Housewives no more. Let's be for real now. Let me see. Shamia thinks that Kenya went too far, and I definitely feel like Kenya went too far. She went too far. Am I against retaliation? No. But do I think that I would have went as far as like doing all that? Nah. No. There's plenty of ways she could have done that. Kelly said that if she was in Britt's situation, she would never forgive Kenya for that. And to be honest, I wouldn't either. You're not going to sit up here and look for old shit on me, like photos and images and pictures and all that kind of bull swanky and shit like that. You're not going to go and look for no shit like that and then expect for everything to be cool. Like, no, we're not cool. We're never going to be cool. You try to really, throw me off and try to do some bullshit to me. Like, absolutely not. Absolutely not. Like I wouldn't be so forgiving of Kenya either. I wouldn't even want to be in the room with her. So, but that's me though. Um, Angela then asked Portia what did she mean when she said that when she said that she had some tea on her husband or she knew something about her husband or whatever. And Portia was saying that she was just joking with her, but she got to realize that she doesn't really understand. She doesn't really know her like that. So it's kind of like she can't joke with her on that note. And I'm like, girl, you wasn't joking. Portia says that Simon has disregarded PJ and he has disrespected her mother. Portia felt like, the thing that really got her with Simon is she felt like Simon was her protector and stuff like that. And no, no, what you saw was this old ass man giving somebody else a life that you wanted, and you decided to take him up because you saw that the relationship was on the rocks, and you decided to hop your ass in the middle of that damn relationship and marriage and decided to sleep with that lady husband. And we can sit up here and talk about how many times Fallon did her dirt all the fuck we want to, but it doesn't make it right. If you sit up in somebody's face and you fucking a man, that's wrong. I don't care if I'm cheating on my man. That's my man to cheat on. That ain't yours. I'm just saying. And he was already fucking Portia before she even got pregnant by that damn water boy. But people want to bypass that. But anyway, Kelly and her daughter Chloe, they were sitting down having this conversation about the relationship with her husband and how Chloe says that, she doesn't really want to get married because she doesn't want to wind up being like her mama. And I was like, God damn, you feel what I'm saying? Like, ooh, damn. But I get it though. Who wants to be in those type of like if you ever seen your parents go through certain things in marriages and in relationships, you never want to go through those things. And I feel like Chloe in that situation because I saw my mother get her ass beat by a man that was supposed to be her husband and my baby brother's father. I watched him do that to her most of my life. I would never want to be in a relationship with a man that would do something like that to me. I know the effects that it gives to a person when they go through stuff like that. Even if you got kids with that person, it does something to you forever. Like it does. Like I don't like aggressive men. Like it's like I like a aggressive man, but I don't like a man to be aggressive with me. Like I don't like the aggression to be pointed towards me. You feel what I'm saying? Because I'm gonna feel like if you could be that aggressive to me, then you'll do something to me. You know what I mean? Only because I've seen the stuff that I've seen with my own two eyes. You feel what I mean? And me and my brother are extra protective of our mom. So anytime we feel like a man is doing stuff, to a woman, we feel the need to jump in and protect them. Like, period. Anytime I see a woman get disrespected by a man, I always step in. And sometimes it just may be, it sometimes it might not even be my business, but I'm stepping into it. You know what I mean? Like that's just what it is. I know the difference between aggressive and abusive. I don't need nobody to tell me. I know. I'm not stupid. Like just just hear what I'm saying. I don't need to be corrected. But um that's just what it is. You feel what I'm saying? Like I don't like abusive men or men with aggressive ass undertones that gives the notion that they can be abusive. You feel what I'm saying? I don't like that. So when I heard Chloe tell her Kelly that she don't want to get married because she doesn't want to be like her, that was a lot. And that is pure honesty from a child. And I'm glad that Kelly has that relationship with her daughter that has that kind of relationship with her daughter that lets you know that we can be honest here and we can have this conversation and you could just be real about your feelings and you can tell me exactly how you feel. I think that that is very much so needed when it comes down to relationships with stuff like that. You know what I mean? Especially with your kids. And I know my mother has always had this open door policy with me and my brother and my sister with certain things. Like she's always been able to come and tell us everything. My mom has told us shit that I feel like I don't need to know. Or my mother has told me shit that I feel as though I don't really want to know, to be quite honest, because it's so painful to hear that she went through the shit. But I appreciate my mama for being open and honest with a lot of the stuff that she's dealt with in her life. So shout out to honest parents that can be held accountable and is allowing their kids, especially their teenage kids, to be open and honest with them about everything that they got going on. Let's see what else is going on here. So, Drew and Ralph. I find this to be very odd that Drew gotta leave her house 3 times out the month so Ralph can come out the basement and be with his damn children. What type of shit is that? And then Ralph is saying that Drew don't pay no bills in the house, and now she paying for us the exterminator and shit like that. I thought that Ralph didn't have no money. Because if he ain't got no money, then why in the hell is he paying all the bills in the house if he ain't got no money? Because he made it feel like he ain't had shit. So why is he paying all the bills in the house? You feel what I'm saying? A lot of stuff dealing with Drew and Ralph's divorce is really not making no sense to me. It's not making sense. Why I gotta leave my house so you can come upstairs? And when Drew leaves the house for the weekend, where the fuck did she go? A Four Seasons? Extended stay? Like, where the fuck did she go? Did she go to Addison House? Where did she go? And if you got all that money to pay for the bills and shit, why you asking for a payment? Like, why you doing that Ken Do Isaacs type of bullshit? You feel what I'm saying? Why are you doing that if you paying all the bills in the house? Because clearly you got it if you paying all the bills. In my opinion. But okay, girl. Oh my God, Raph just get unattractive every time I see him on my screen. I promise you he is. He just gets unfucking attractive every time I see him on my goddamn screen. It's just awful. What else is going on, y'all? And this pollen is right back up my nose again. Shamia, Angela, and Drew. They come in the studio with Shamia, right? And so Angela acknowledges Portia disrespecting Shamia. And Shamia says that her feelings were hurt, that Portia was talking over the song and trying to say that were, over talking the song and trying to say that it wasn't her singing and that it was Drew. And she felt some kind of way about it and things like that, right? And Shamia feels like Portia doesn't give her the same energy that she gives Portia. But at the same point in time, she admits to being a people pleaser. So let me stop right there really quickly, y'all. I got to get into it. Once again, I feel like I got to get on my soapbox and say that I've always liked Shamia. I'm not just on Shamia's titties because of Portia. I just need that to be said because a lot of people feel like some of us are on Shamia's titties because some of us don't like Portia. And I've actually came on this shit trying to look at Portia differently than I normally do, but at the same point in time, it's kind of like Portia showing me why I didn't like her in the first place. But I just wanted to make that clear first. Because that's what a lot of y'all are saying. Oh my God, some of y'all only on Shamia's dick because y'all don't like Portia. No, because I've always liked Shamia. I always wanted Shamia on the show. But we're going to call a spade here. Now, Shamia, at the end of the day, stop always doing the things you do. And what I mean by that is stop sweeping things under the rug when it comes down to Portia. It's never a good idea to sweep things under the rug when it comes down to Portia. It's not a good idea. Stop doing that at the end of the day because it's not cool and it's not fucking right at all. At the end of the day, I feel like this. You always holding her down, and she keeps on showing you that she doesn't hold you down the same way. And she keep on showing you that she ain't gonna hold you down the same way. Like y'all have gotten past a whole lot of things that I myself would probably never get past. And that is actually a situation where Portia allowed a woman to perpetuate a lie about you and say that you were fucking one of your good friends and her husband and your best friend of many, many years, of decades, set her ass right there and didn't do anything to defend you at all. And you were still able to forgive her. Now, there's people out there that's saying these girls have been friends since they were children, so of course they're gonna get past it. But what y'all need to stop doing is talking about a history lesson. Sometimes we keep people around because of the history of the situation, and sometimes the history of said situation really don't matter at this point. Because if a person can do something to you, they don't give a fuck about the history. They don't give two shits about the history of shit because if they cared about the history of said friendship and relationship, then they wouldn't be doing the things that they fucking doing. And honestly, I have been a people pleaser as well. I have sat there and let people walk all over me. I have sat there and allowed people to disrespect me in the past and me not do shit because I love them. They my friend. Oh my God, we've been friends for so long. And I just don't want it to be no drama. But at the end of the day, it don't matter no more. Y'all grown. Y'all are in y'all 40s and both of y'all got kids. If a motherfucker ain't showing you the same loyalty and the same energy that you give them, then you need to cut them the fuck off. And this ain't got nothing to do with trying to break apart nobody's friendship because I don't know Shamia nor Portia, but I'm just going by what the fuck I see. And at the end of the goddamn day, Shamia looking like a damn fool, constantly pushing shit under the damn rug. You know what I mean? Like, it is what it is. You feel what I'm saying? Like I'm not here for that bullshit that Portia be trying to do. Like, stop being disrespectful and stop trying to, overshadow somebody else's dream and what they're doing, because a lot of the stuff that Portia be doing be coming across as a tad bit of jealousy. That's how it comes across. And once again, I don't really like using that jealousy word like that. Like, I don't believe in the whole running to the word jealousy every time something goes down and thinking that everybody's jealous of each other or everybody's jealous of somebody. I don't really like to go there. But at the same point in time, that's what Portia be giving off. Portia gives off jealous. Portia gives off motherfucking hater. That's what she gives off. Because for you to sit there at that dinner table and try to make it seem like that was not Shamia singing on that damn song, you are a hater. As you are a hater motherfucker for that. And I don't care what Portia fan got a problem with that or anybody that got a problem with anybody defending Shamia. At the end of the day, it's all about seeing what it truly is. And that's what it truly is. And Shamia, if you know that the girl don't have the same energy for you as you got for her, stop fucking with her. Stop fucking with her. So it is what it is. So then we go into Shamia and Drew. They discuss their vehicles of music and, who holding them down and who, because they was all excited about RL, doing Shamia's album and shit like that. Now, here's the thing. If y'all don't know who RL is, because I know there might be some people who might be a little bit younger than me who don't know who the hell RL is. RL comes from the group Next. Next came out in about 97, because I know I was in the third grade when it came out. 97, the fall of 97, actually, because the first song they put out was Butter Love, okay? But Next was like overshadowed by the likes of Drew Hill and 112 and Jagged Edge. Like, they was always in the background. Like, they never really got no huge success like their contemporaries, like a Drew Hill or Jagged Edge or 112. They never got their success. But they got enough success, but not as much as they did, if you ask me. Because Too Close is a big record. And Wifey is a big record. They're the reason why we even say the words wifey. So, and Wifey was my song, honey. Okay. Like, period. Um, but yeah, I think that RL is fine. I've always said that RL is fine. I remember being a 10-year-old boy going to 11-year-old boy going to the 6th grade, watching that wifey video. And I knew that I was gay because I was like, oh, he's so fine saying it in my head. But I knew I wasn't supposed to be saying it. But when he was in that wifey video with his shirt off and stuff like that, and he was like, you can try me, stood right by me. Making nothing, honey, smoking up, the only one. You're my wifey. And I was like, ooh, Lord, I mean, I'm just 11 years old. Ooh, Jesus. I just took myself back to my 11-year-old self back then. Honey, I should have known something wrong with me back then. But let me move on, because this ain't got nothing to do with my 11-year-old hormones and shit. But just know that RL was motherfucking fine back then. He's still fine now. Okay, he is still fine now. And y'all need to check out his album, Our Elements, because he had that song, Got Me a Model. And he also had that song, You Made Me a Good Man. And he also had a song on the Brother soundtrack called Good Love, which is my favorite song by him as a solo artist, by the way. But anyway, yeah, that was just basically talking about their vehicles and their music and stuff like that. So then we get into Shamia and Portia. Now, one of my sources here had told me that the strip club scene was probably Portia and Shamia's last scene, but I made sure to say allegedly when I said it. Now, they did this scene at this game place. So I'm like, okay, well, they got another scene together. Okay, cool. So, Shamia at the very beginning says that she was going to sweep her frustration with Portia under the rug, and that just annoyed me. I'm like, Shamia, what are you doing? This is your moment to sit in Portia's face and say exactly how you feel about what she had did at that table and how she made you feel. And I just feel as though it's ridiculous to sit there and not say nothing, and I get it. I think that Shamia doesn't want to have any confrontation with Portia because I think she knows how Portia is. And Portia gives me the girl that is very, what word am I looking for? Portia gives me the type of girl that is going to be very much so, not really standoffish, but dismissive. Like, she's not going to give a fuck about what Shamia is saying in the least bit. She not going to care about what she got to say. You know what I mean? But I just feel like at the end of the day, it shouldn't matter if they're going to dismiss you or not. Get your shit out. Get your feelings out. If you feeling some type of way about anything, just say that. This is something that me and Josiah was just talking about last week before I came to Houston. Like, we always said if there was ever anything that one of us ever did and all this other stuff and we felt weird about it, or it was wrong, or you hurt my feelings or I hurt yours, we always wanted to be a situation where we can come together and discuss what's going on and what's happening. You feel what I'm saying? And that's how we feel. Like, I told Josiah, if I ever rubbed you the wrong way or anything like that, always feel free to come and talk to me about it, because I'm never going to sit up here and play games with you and make it seem as though it's not, what you're saying, what's going on is not what's going on. Like, I can honestly say some shit out of my mouth and not realize that I'm offending somebody until they tell me. Because I be saying shit out of my mouth because I'm very opinionated. And sometimes I may say a little bit too much and not really, or my delivery can be a little rough sometimes and it may offend someone. So I'm not really knowing that I'm offending you. So you got to tell me that. And then once you tell me that I've offended you and you did something to me or I did something to you, I'll apologize for that, because I never want my friends to feel dismissed by me, or never want my friends to feel like I'm doing something that is disrespectful to them. So that's something that me and Josiah was just talking about last week. Like, we have this open door thing where if you feel a way, then just let me know that. You feel what I'm saying? Like, you feel some type of way, you just let me know. And yeah, so That's why it's so hard for me to watch Shamia bow down to Portia. It's annoying. Um, they talk about is Dennis filming with Drew. Girl, we know that Dennis filming with Drew. Moving on. So we go to the peace brunch. And Britt is coming in and she's not feeling the fact that these girls were asking Kenya how she feels and getting her side of the story. And here's my thing of the situation. They fuck with Kenya. So therefore, they're going to call Kenya. They're going to text Kenya. They're going to ask Kenya, what's up? How you feeling? What's going on? Like, are you good? Like, whatever. They're going to do that. And I don't see why you got an issue with that anyway. They're going to do that. Of course, they're going to ask her how she felt and what's going on. Because everybody was fucking with Kenya. So, yeah, they're going to ask her. And you talking about why does everybody care about Kenya's feelings? What about mine? They care about Kenya's feelings because she's no longer on the show and they still wanted her on the show. And most of them knew Kenya first. So, therefore, they're going to ask Kenya how she felt. Why should we care about your feelings when you threaten somebody with a pow-pow? One could say that. Like, let's not get on our high horses and act like we didn't start this shit ourselves. Despite the fact that Kenya took it to another level. Let's not act like you didn't start this whole situation. And I don't like that bullshit. Stop trying to make these women pick a motherfucking side because you are showing yourself to be somebody that doesn't really stand on shit that they do and say. You do things and then you turn around and do something else. You need to, no. Absolutely not. Like, get the fuck out of here. And then you want to talk about your damn license being taken away. And then when Angela is asking you what's going on, you decide to go off on Angela. But let me tell you something. Angela said something back to your ass and she called your ass out and held your ass accountable the way that you needed to be held accountable. Shut the fuck up, Britt. Shut up. You doing too much. And you want to be victimized and you want everybody to feel sorry for you, but then you go out on tangents like this when a motherfucker just asking you a question. And you're mad because you got clocked by Angela. That's what you're mad about. You got clocked by Angela, and that is something that you can't get over. And at the end of the day, it's kind of like, girl, bye. Like, get the fuck out of here. Mm-mm. Absolutely not. I'm not here for it. I don't like it, and it's whack. Cause it's just the fact. The fact is, for me, like you're gonna sit up here and say, why do they care about Kenya's feelings? But they care about her feelings because they fuck with her. Like they probably don't care about yours because you're an asshole and you're an idiot. That's probably why. You know what I'm saying? Cause you're giving all this energy for no reason. Then Britt says nobody wants to call Kenya out, but I think they've all called Kenya out. I think they've all said that Kenya was wrong for what she did. I think they all said that she went way too low. That's calling Kenya out. What more do you want them to say? Because no one said nothing to you about threatening her. So what are you talking about? They had her accountable by leaving her damn event early when she did what she did. Like, get the fuck out of here. I don't know what more you wanted. And just like Drew said, both of y'all were wrong. And that's just the truth. Both of y'all were wrong. So I don't understand what you mean, Britt. Both of y'all were wrong. You were wrong for threatening that girl, and she was wrong for showing your pictures. We can all call that what it is. That's what we can do. And if you don't like that, then just get the fuck on. But I do know that she was on Watch What Happens Live. I didn't watch it because me and JoJo was still out by then. So I'm going to do a separate video on that. And I'm probably going to put that out tomorrow. But I'm going to do a separate video on that about how she was on Watch What Happens Live and was saying certain shit. So we're going to do a separate video on that. But I think that this episode was pretty good. I thought I was expecting it to be bad because I was looking at Twitter And a lot of people were saying that it was boring and the show wasn't going nowhere anymore and all that. But I thoroughly enjoyed the episode. It was a little bit lighter than the other episodes were, but I enjoyed it. And I think that this is another refresher because Kenya is not there. So now they're about to refresh and try to carry on as a group on their own without Kenya. So, and then, Phaedra going to be coming in at some point in time on the show. So, we're going to see what's going to happen. But I do know that most of the girls on the show don't like Britt no more. Kelly don't fuck with Britt. I don't think Shamia do either. I think the only person that really fucks with Britt is Portia. I don't think anybody else does. So this reunion is going to be very, 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 very interesting. And I know that they're doing after shows and stuff like that. So yes, honey, it is what it is. So we're going to see what's going on, y'all. But y'all, that's my review of yesterday's episode of The Real Housewives of Atlanta. Be on the lookout for that. No, this is the Real Housewives of Atlanta review. What am I talking about? Be on the lookout for the Whether You Like It or Not panel tonight at 8:30. We'll be on Sakina's page tonight. Be sure to tune in. I'm going to share the link on the community wall right after I get up off of here. And I'll holler at y'all a little bit later. This will probably be the only video that y'all get today. But more videos will resume on tomorrow. And I'm out of here. Until then, bye.
It's on some whole shit. What happened to the Zeus fame? Damn, Bobby made you change your name. For a show, still searching for a ring. Pray these hoes find better days. Cut off everybody. Don't trust nobody. Play with everybody. Don't have nobody. Cut off everybody. Don't trust nobody. Play with everybody. Don't have nobody. Nigga never was a real one. Copping, please, spreading lies. What you hiding from? All these shows just an extra.
Little dance now, twerking on shit like bad bitch, munch it up, cock goblin. Slapping ass on his dick, cock goblin. Gobble up his dick, bitch, a cock goblin. Fuck him in his face, bitch, a cock goblin. Attitude bad, but I'm better. Ass poke out just fatter.